KREM 2 News at 5 starts now.
First, turning our attention to the smoke. Looking outside in Spokane, you can see things are still pretty hazy out there, and you can smell the smoke when you walk out the front door.
Our air quality ranges from unhealthy to very unhealthy around most of the inland Northwest.
As for the fires, we're still essentially surrounded. This is a look at where all of them are burning right now. It's to the north of us in Canada. Dozens of fires are also burning in Washington, Idaho, Oregon, Montana, and California. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Jane McCarthy. The poor air quality caused Ferris High School to cancel its football game tomorrow. The school was supposed to play a team from Denver. Other schools we spoke with yesterday say they do expect to make a decision on whether to play by tomorrow morning. And we may be seeing some relief from all the smoke from these fires pretty soon.
That would be amazing. Tom Sherry is tracking that for us tonight. Tom.
Yeah, it's all because of a shift in the wind direction. We'll look for a daytime high of 86. Your 7-day forecast coming right up.
Thank you, Tom. Well, imagine being in the middle of a disaster like the hurricanes, right? Trying to find shelter and then being turned away.
Yeah, sheriff in Florida says certain people should expect it even though Hurricane Irma is on its way. So this is the message he sent out on Facebook. If you go to a shelter for Irma, be advised sex offenders and predators will not be allowed. He goes on to say those people will be taken to jail and anyone with a warrant should turn themselves in. He also says we cannot and we will not have innocent children in a shelter with sexual offenders and predators, period.
This story had a lot of people talking online. We posted it to our Facebook page. We got a lot of responses, both people agreeing and disagreeing with the sheriff. We also got questions about how this could be enforced. In this case, the sheriff says IDs will be checked.
But we wanted to know if that kind of a system is in place for shelters in the inland Northwest. So they want to know who's walking in the doors. KREM 2's Dana Marie McNichol went to find out. Dana Marie?
Yeah, 2 Red Cross shelters currently in place for wildfires in Washington. We wanted to make sure no one was being turned away. Betsy Robertson with the Red Cross spoke about what their everyone is welcome policy really means.
Our policy is truly that everyone who is in harm's way because of a disaster is welcome at a Red Cross shelter.
This is the one and only form people fill out as they enter the shelter. No formal identification is required.
That ensures that we are delivering services to the people who need it and who are immediately impacted by the disaster.
Robertson then assured me that their information would be kept private, even from law enforcement agencies.
One thing we do not provide is lists of our shelter clients.
Although sex offenders are required by law to identify themselves to Red Cross authorities, they are not turned away.
We work with local law enforcement agencies to find them a place to stay that is going to be safe for them throughout the disaster and also continue to provide a safe environment for the rest of the population that is seeking refuge at our shelter.
Recently returning from aiding Hurricane Harvey, Robertson recalls the need for Houston police.
Their presence just created a sense of calm, truly. People knew that they were safe inside that shelter, and it was because of the Red Cross and our partners, including law enforcement, creating that kind of environment for them.
Now, I spoke to Mark Gregory from the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, and he shared with me that they have a great partnership with the Red Cross here in Spokane, and when asked to provide a presence at the shelter, they work in conjunction with them and their privacy policies.
Dana Marie, thank you very much. Well, when any kind of major tragedy happens, you want to know your loved ones are safe in the affected area.
Yeah, for sure. And one way you can do that is with Facebook's Safety Check. You're probably familiar with this feature. People on Facebook can mark themselves as safe if they're in an area where there is a disaster or any other incident. This was activated after the Paris attack, the deadly London fire. There was one for Hurricane Harvey, and now there's one for Irma. But there are other tools you can also use to know if your loved one is safe. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is showing us how they work.
Do you remember when we told you about the new feature on Snapchat where you can see your friend's location on a map? It was kind of creepy. Even law enforcement was telling parents to change it to ghost mode for their children's safety. Now, in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey and as Hurricane Irma approaches Florida, this can actually be a helpful tool when it comes to you locating your family and making sure they're out of harm's way. Take a look. So here I am at the KREM 2 news station in Spokane, and you can see some of my friends' location as well. Now, what if I have family in Texas or loved ones that are trying to evacuate from Florida? Well, I can zoom into that area to see if they're there. Well, right now I can't see anybody, and that either means they're in ghost mode or they're just not there. Now, see how this area is a darker red? Well, that means there's a lot of Snapchat activity going on, and so you can tap that area on your screen and watch the stories, so really get a real-time view of what's going on in that area. Now, walkie-talkies have always been a helpful way to communicate as long as you're in range. So, as the saying goes, there's now an app for that. Zello is now the most popular free app for Android and Apple App Store. And that's because rescuers have been using this to help victims after Hurricane Harvey in Texas. Now, how it works is you pick a channel. For instance, I chose Harvey Mapping. Today it's been pretty active with folks chiming in. You press this button and you can talk with anyone on that channel. Now, today I chimed into the Harvey Mapping channel to find out how this app has helped people affected by the hurricane.
A lot of people entering the area, some were by themselves. We were able to monitor their position, make sure that they were safe.
Folks could find out if they had, a lifted truck, something, could they get through? There's only a foot of water, 2 inches of water. That was quite helpful, I found.
Now, in order to use the Zello app, you do need cellular or Wi-Fi connection. But some of the users I talked to said that even though in their area connection has been kind of spotty, they've still been able to use the app just fine. Now, there are quite a few channels already starting up for Hurricane Irma, and you can find those channels in their trending tab. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Some good information right there.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Sherry, you've been a busy guy. The wildfires here, the smoke, there was Harvey, now Irma, and then 2 other storms you're also tracking.
Yeah, we're also tracking about Katia down in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's do it right now. Talk about Irma first. That's what everyone's worried about. So here's a storm path for Hurricane Irma.
All right, thanks, Tom. If you are struggling to put food on the table, buying meat can be a struggle, right? That's where our Beef Counts campaign with Second Harvest comes in, and it's wrapping up.
People are lining up in the West Central neighborhood, and beef is handed out to help struggling families.
Yeah, Laura Papetti is lending a helping hand out there right now.
Well, the crowd has been great here at the West Central Community Center. And just quickly, if you look down that way, you can see where people are walking through the line, picking up their food. Huge crowd here. We're told, even though we told people don't come early, smoke is severe out here, there were people waiting for it because it's that important for them to come and be able to get some food, and to get beef is a real treat. So we are celebrating, of course, the Beef Counts program, the Washington Beef Community. And I have Kale McGinnis here, a rancher, to tell us what they have brought tonight and what we are celebrating with AgriBeef.
Today we have a check from AgriBeef for $50,000 that goes towards actually just to help families in needs in the Washington community. So it goes to Second Harvest, places like Second Harvest, to distribute high quality protein to families in need.
It's so neat, and we've seen that here tonight. And of course, Drew, you're with Second Harvest. This has been a great partnership with all the players involved.
Oh, we're just so grateful to the Washington Beef Community, AgriBeef, Rose Hours for this generous donation and keeping high quality protein on the tables of families in need.
Okay, well, they are still giving away food here down at West Central. But before we go, I say thank you to Rose Hours, AgriBeef, the ranchers. Thank you for participating this year. It's been a great year. And we want to end on some cuteness factor right here. Piper sporting the Washington Beef. Can you show them your tattoo there? Wow, beef, that's right. So Piper here is going to send it back to you guys. And Tom, this is, of course, something you're so involved in with Tom's Barbecue forecast every year. No, you had to stay back in the studio tonight because of all the smoke. We appreciate the updates. Just to let you know, it's been a great success because of all these folks. Back to you.
Yeah, such nice people.
Yes. Right.
And they're all area ranchers. I mean, they're all, the beef is all from these area ranchers. And you saw them out there volunteering and stuff with their families. And they're just
one of the pride in community, right?
It is. Right. And one of the best things about the program for me is to meet these people. They're just fun.
Sure.
They're great
for
folks.
food banks, protein is the hardest thing to get, for
Yep,
sure.
you bet.
Thanks, Tom.